Hello and welcome along to Badminton Weekly. The sport was back at Istora Senayan last week for the Daihatsu Indonesia Masters 2026, the first Super 500 event of the year. Malaysia came away as the biggest winners with titles in all three doubles categories. Gotsufe and Nur Izzadin claiming the prize away from Indonesia's Raymond Indra and Nicholas Jokin, much to the disappointment of home fans. Steen Pedersen shares his thoughts on the men's doubles encounter and why the Indonesians still have plenty to look forward to.
I feel that the first game was extremely important. Gotsufe and Nur Izzadin, they came really well prepared to the playing style of Indra and Kean, and managing to bag it 21-19, I feel, was one of the very important points for the Malaysians. It sort of piled even more pressure on the young Indonesian combination, who, based on the head-to-heads, actually went into the final as small favorites. And sometimes when you get off to a good start, then the audience rally behind you. But if you're a little bit behind, then it feels like extra pressure. And we have to commend Go and Izzadin. They played magnificently today and never allowed the Indonesians to get back in the second game. Go was able to take control of the front court, and I think that proved really important, as the Malaysians were able to play from above the tape level, and it's really difficult to win a men's doubles when you're playing from below the top of the tape. Well, I think that it's a very exciting young pair that's coming up from Indonesia. First of all, it's not like they come from two star pairings and then they've been put together like we see Fikri and Alfian. They actually haven't produced the great results with their previous partners, but suddenly they have found something. The Indonesian coaches have seen something that is working as a unity, as a men's double. There has been comparisons on the internet. I've seen some comments with Gideon and Sukamuljo. But I think Gideon and Sukamuljo were much more a designated front court player, back court player combination. So I think the speed of movement is comparable to Gideon and Sukamuljo. Both Indra and Kean are extremely quick on court. And I also think that their racket skills, the extremely quick movement of the rackets, is comparable to Sukamuljo and Gideon. But if we look at it from a playing perspective, then I actually think that they are much more even in skills, where Sukamuljo and Gideon had very different skill levels. Here we can see a young men's doubles that is extremely quick on their feet, and they're really good in the rotational play. So that means when they get on the initiative, they're extremely hard to defend against, because they just keep on piling the pressure. Then I think also one of their strengths lies in the mid-court area, in the flat game. They're really quick with the rackets, and both of them like to push forward. Both of them can play the front court, which makes it very difficult to game plan against them. An extra thing where I feel that Indra and Kean are strong is in the service situation. They normally serve really well. They're using the flat serve and the flick serve as weapons in their men's doubles game, and there's a tendency that the service situation is developing. You cannot rely on just one serve to one spot for the low serve and then once in a while the flick serve. You've got to be looking at it as the first shot of attack, and I think Indra and Kean can be some of the front runners in terms of that.
Miyu Takahashi fell ill with a fever before the women's doubles final, forcing her and partner Arisa Igarashi to withdraw from the match against Pearly Tan and Tina Muralitharan. However, playing together for the first time on the HSBC BWF World Tour, the Japanese duo surprised Benny by reaching the final. We spoke to Igarashi and Takahashi on what prompted the partnership in Jakarta.
自分のパートナーは志田さんがちょっと SJ リーグ、日本のリーグがあってこれ出れないので、ミユのパートナーも今怪我してて、ちょうど自分らはリーグがないのでちょうどね同じチームで組んで出れるということだったので、それがきっかけです。
チームでは結構組ませてもらうことが多かったり、左利きなので結構ローテーションもしやすくて組ませてもらって練習することが多いんですけど、試合に出るのは 海外に出るのは初めてだったので、結構どういう大会になるかなっていうワクワクもありながら、結構すごい私が緊張してしまった場面でもいっぱい助けてもらってるので、めちゃめちゃ信頼して私は楽しむことができています
意外と難しいことはそんなになくて、やっぱ同じチームなのでこう何回か組んでる選手でこうお互い分かる部分が多かったり、楽しんでできてるのが一番今はいいのかなっていう、特に難しさを感じず、一番難しいと言ったらインドネシア独特の応援だったり風、ちょっとエアコンの効き具合っていうのは難しいですけど、すごくインドネシアの会場でやるのは楽しいので、楽しんで2人でプレーしてます。
The last 2 weeks in India and Indonesia saw Denmark's Mathias Christiansen and Alexandra Bøje reach back-to-back finals on the HSBC BWF World Tour for the first time in their career. While the end results did not go the Danes' way in both finals, Jeff Though believes that Christiansen and Bøje are now among the top contenders in mixed doubles.
Look, the Danish pair, Mathias Christiansen, Alexandra Bøje, they've always been capable of beating the Chinese pairs and honestly anyone in the world when they are in form. Earlier in their partnership, I did feel that Alexandra Bøje did struggle a little bit at times with the speed of the game, reading game situations and defensive consistency, but her development over the years has been huge and she's now a critical part of how the pair build pressure and set up opportunities for Christiansen to either attack or move forward and put pressure in the front and the mid-court. What's impressed me over the last 2 weeks though isn't just the wins against those top Chinese pairs, but it's their ability to sustain that level day after day. In the past, the consistency at the later end of the tournament in the weeks was a bit of a challenge. They could beat the top players but then lose the day after to someone maybe not as strong on paper. But this time they have backed up their performances across multiple rounds and across 2 weeks of tournaments as well. So tactically, I think they're very in sync. They're patient, they work to get the shuttle below the net level and they find the gaps before forcing the pace, and they only increase the speed and go for the hard attacks when the moment is right. They're not attacking just randomly, they're building the pressure intentionally and intelligently first, and I think that that is their biggest asset and strength. For me, I think it absolutely means that they are going to be one of the top contenders in the mixed doubles game in the world. Based on their consistency, their tactical clarity and their ability to execute, if they can do that repeatedly across tournaments, across week after week, across round after round, I think it's fair to say the Danish pair are firmly back in the leading contenders in the mixed doubles game.
Singaporean shuttler Loh Kian Yew also enjoyed a mini resurgence by reaching consecutive semi-finals in New Delhi and Jakarta and seeing off some big names en route. Jeff Though enjoyed seeing Loh return to his natural, instinctive ways.
The biggest difference is that Loh Kian Yew looks like he's genuinely enjoying himself on court again. And with Loh's game style, that is absolutely critical. Loh isn't someone that just wins by rallying. He needs that extra level or that layer of imagination and creativity. The difference in the timing of his shots, his shot variation, and all those different creative things he does creates openings for attacking and winning those points. And over the last couple of weeks, I think that has clearly returned. Starting with the win over Pedersen, that was such an important result for Loh Kian Yew because of the history between them. So the breakthrough wasn't just important for Loh Kian Yew's form, but it was also so important for his confidence as well. Pedersen's rally style does suit Loh Kian Yew a little bit better than other players because it allows him to have the time to play naturally, play his shots, construct those kind of creative opportunities with his natural skill set. And that suits him for those matches compared to the high pressure matches against faster opponents. In Indonesia against Christiansen, I think that Loh Kian Yew produced one of his most disciplined performances in a very long time. He stayed really composed and controlled the rallies well, and he executed it so well. He made a match that was very much level, but then he lost to Tera Ratsakul, the Thai player, which was a little bit surprising in the very next round in the semi-finals. But when you look closely, I think the Thai played so well. He was defending really well against the Kean smash. He was able to block his smashes so close to the net, putting Bøje under pressure immediately, even after having the attack. In the Istora Stadium in Indonesia, the shuttle was flying very fast, so what I noticed was that as soon as a player got a shorter lift, had a really good attacking opportunity, it was that player that usually always won the point. There were also a few kind of nervous parts of Bøje's game where he hesitated, he left a couple of shots, a bit of misjudgment, and they were at critical stages of the match as well. So I think that coming out favourite, Bøje was up 2-0 in the head-to-head when he entered the court or started playing that day, and I think that might have put him under a bit more pressure. But all in all, to take the next step, I think Bøje needs to maintain that freedom that he's playing with now, that natural instinct, and keep building the confidence that he can consistently beat the top players in the world, because he can, but it is a bit of a mental barrier for him to get over. He may also need to readdress his game tactics against someone like a Jonathan Christie, where he just doesn't get much time to execute all of his shots.
"2025 was a standout year in Putri Kusuma Wardani's career, a bronze medal finish at the Sudirman Cup, the World Championships and SEA Games, plus 2 runner-up finishes on the HSBC BWF World Tour, all of which saw her reach a career-high number 6 in the world and compete in the season-ending finals for the first time."
Halo, saya Putri Kusuma Wardani, saya dari Indonesia. Saya peraih medali perunggu di World Championships dan SEA Games 2025. Saya bermain bulu tangkis, pertama diajak oleh papa saya ke gor dekat tempat saya tinggal. Dan setelah itu papa saya mencoba untuk bertanya kepada saya, apakah kamu mau mencoba? Dan akhirnya saya mencoba sampai sekarang. Saya berteman baik dengan Benyapa, Benyapa ini bermain single player, dan dari situ saya sering menjadi musuh ketemu terus di lapangan, dan sampai dia pindah ke sektor ganda putri, saya masih berteman baik, kalau ketemu juga suka ini. Paling mengesankan di Spain Master sampai sekarang, karena itu pertama kali saya mendapatkan Super Series 300 pertama saya, dan yang paling memorable lagi di World Championship 2025.
It's going to go wide, and she's in the semi-finals.
She's showing a lot of guts to come back in that third game. You see how much that means to her.
Aku ingin sekali bisa bermain di Olimpiade dan bisa mendapat medali untuk Indonesia, untuk keluargaku, dan untuk diriku sendiri. Untuk di 2026, aku akan lebih giat lagi, dan aku akan berusaha untuk bisa lebih dari tahun 2025, terutama dari konsisten berlatih, konsisten cara berpikirnya, dan yang paling penting gak gampang menyerah di saat kita latihan.
That's it for the show today. Join us next week as we turn our attention to the Princess Sirivannavari Thailand Masters in Bangkok. In the meantime, stay up to date with the latest news by downloading our BWF app, Badminton for You. And as always, let us know your thoughts, comments, and questions on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Bye for now.